So today we are talking about investors with the Robert Denman, the professional, the master of the field, and he's also got a beautiful voice. Rock it.
Oh,
Tell
sing
him.
right now?
You just tell him.
Oh, yes, definitely. You guys will have to tune in and check it all out. They put me on the spot.
We made him sing. Listen to hear it.
One down too, which I saw last night. It was funny. Did you know that most Americans prefer to sleep with an average of 3 covers per night? That's just a blanket statement.
No.
That's so stupid.
That also took me way too long
we
to
going?
get it.
Oh boy, he doesn't play the
We're
theme song
going!
for no reason. Unless
All right,
Boom Real
so
Estate
you're live up
Podcast.
there on YouTube.
The podcast that shows you how to build
Here
an
is
amazing
audio
business
that they
so
can
you
see.
can build an amazing life.
I don't stand up and stretch because I knock things over and it
my
freaks
hip
me
bowl.
out.
Man, back.
Boom
He's
Real
flossing
Estate
again.
I'm stretching out my hip
starts
bowl.
now.
Yeah.
Get that ball and socket joint loosened up. And away we go. Todd's trying to floss it out. Todd's working on the floss.
Get it?
We talked about it recently. He's speeding up the floss. Now you go. Now you go. Now you go. All right, calm down. That was a little excessive. That was good.
I got excited.
Flossing here and there to start the Boom Real Estate Podcast.
the only way
Good
to do
day,
it.
everybody. Good
Good
day,
day.
and hoots to you, and happy to see you. We are excited to be here. To my left, Todd. Hi, Todd.
Hello, everybody.
To my straight across, producer Christian. Hi, straight across, producer Christian.
To my
Waving
straight
at the YouTube fans. Fans is not the right word. The people that accidentally found us on YouTube.
Tubers.
The tubers. The tubes.
Nice.
What's going on
I
on the
like that.
tubes? And kind of also straight across from me is Megan. Hello, Megan.
Diagonally across. from me.
Diagonally. Kitty corner, catty corner.
Ooh, kitty corner.
Catty corner. Let's take a quick vote. There are 5 people at the table. How many people say kitty corner? How many say catty corner?
Well, you guys are dumb.
Oh,
You
Megan
guys
That's
are
a 4 to
all
1.
wrong.
4
If
to
it's
1.
just audio, that's 4 to 1.
It also
Megan lost
depends
badly.
on the pretense. Like, what are we talking about? There's kitty
talking
corner
about
and catty corner.
Across, I don't think they're the same thing.
Kitty corner, then. Yep. I stand by my.
I thought that's where all the kindergartners kind of.
Yeah, they
hang
huddle
out.
in the
kitty
corner.
corner.
Yeah, it's a kitty corner.
Yeah, that's right.
It's gonna be hard for me to take on all 4 of you in this argument.
Oh, if
but
somebody can
I'm
do
up
it, it's
for
you, Megan.
My
If somebody can
kindergartner
do it, it's
teacher
you.
was really nice to me. So
Yeah?
instead of sending me to the dunce corner, she would just say, go over to the kitty corner for a little bit. just go
The
over
dunce corner was not a thing by the time we were coming through. Did you have the dunce?
there. No. But
Did
I
you have
think,
silk?
Yeah.
We formed it
I had-
ourselves. Like
well-
the students would form the dunce corner.
What does
Put
that
the
mean?
Dunce cap
Oh.
on. Remember the dunce cap? You guys didn't do
We,
dunce cap?
no, we never did it. We knew what it was,
Oh,
but we
you
never
make-
actually had
Oh,
one.
yeah.
And did
You,
you really?
like, mean
From your
kidded it
teacher?
up?
No, not from the teacher. Just like
But
would
you
make
were
your
mean
own?
kids that put somebody in the corner as a dunce.
well, like our friends. Like you make a dunce cap and stick it on their head.
so
Okay.
this was a joke.
Yeah.
You weren't being mean.
Well, I'm
That's
sure
nice.
he deserved it.
I one time used to go to a daycare, and they used to, if you got in trouble, you'd have to put your thinking cap on, which was like a dunce cap, but leave it on until they felt like it was the appropriate amount of torture for you. Isn't that awful?
think you
Try to
guys
put your arms above your
should
head
make
for a
a
while.
dunce
It's
cap.
hard.
And then,
We
then,
could
like
have
when we
one.
were doing
Pass it
your
around.
podcast, like
We'd
whoever's,
all-
just
all
That's
of us
an
pass it
awesome
around.
idea.
That is a good
The
idea.
boom dunce hat.
Can I
Yeah.
point out
We could
that
figuratively give it to
that
each other.
your teachers gave the person that was not thinking their thinking cap, which implies like when you take it off, you're no longer thinking, right? Like you,
True.
like you're
True.
not typically wearing the thinking
Yeah.
cap.
They're
I don't,
dumb.
I don't like that.
And
They need to wear the
It was
dunce
really
thinking
mean.
cap.
You would like cry, your arms starts up. It was really bad.
What did you say, your
We should probably
arms?
shut him down. Put your arms above your head for a while and try to make like put a. your
I'm not
arms
sure
above
what's
your head
happening.
for a long time. It's bad. It's hard.
Our teachers just tased us.
Oh well, that's short and simple.
I just realized.
they call it school hardening.
Yeah. That's it.
I just realized that when you're talking about, you're not talking about an actual hat you made with your hands
Yeah.
on top
Yeah.
of your head.
Yes,
And your
sorry.
arms got tired. I
Yes.
did not realize that's what
yeah.
you're saying.
It's cruel, right?
That's extra cruel.
It was.
Wow.
But hey, you'd think about being dumb the next
That's right.
time. That's
I won't
for
be
sure.
dumb next time. And look how you turned out, Megan. Kitty
Oh.
corner.
Totally.
We want to hear from you.
worked.
Email info@boomrealestatepodcast.com. I love you, Megan.
I
That
love
was
you
just
too.
tough love.
I love you
That was
too.
tough love. Do check out YouTube so that half of what we're saying makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, you podcast
rough
people,
start.
the audio only. I'm sorry you're missing out. But and then visit our website as well. And we do have the 7.5 ways to wow your client. BoomNinjaWow.com. I'm really excited about that one.
Yeah.
I know we did that earlier, like maybe not a year ago, but a while ago.
Bringing it back.
It still works. It still works. That halfway has not grown into a full way yet. It's still 7.5 ways to wow your client. Again, it's free. It's boomninjawow.com. So we have a guest. You might have heard some smoldering.
Smoldering's a great word.
Well, not baritone.
Vocals?
It's lower than
Oh,
baritone,
yeah.
right? It's not bass either. How would
He's
you
a
describe your
tweener.
voice?
Soprano.
Soprano. Yeah, it is clearly a soprano. Okay, so today we are joined by Robert Denman. He's the president of 3D Property and Investments. He is a business developer at Real Property Management here in Indytown and all over too, right?
Well, yeah, it's
Like,
a
but
national
you're-
franchise.
and
but-
you're
but
locally-
we cover the Indianapolis
That's
area.
right. He has over 10 years of developed leadership skills in management, marketing, sales, and entrepreneurial experience. Robert Denman is with us, everybody. Oh, happy to have you. You know what? Here's the thing. What I just noticed is when we introduce someone, if everybody just screams and nobody claps, it just sounds like we're terrified of him. We're gonna have to like assign clappers. Let's do it again. Hold on. Christian will clap.
Makes
I will
you-
clap
okay.
also. Well, no, I gotta ding the bell,
I'll
and then I'll
clap.
ding, and then I'll clap. You woo and clap, and you
Okay.
just woo,
I
Todd.
will do this thing.
Okay.
Oh
yeah.
yeah, waving
yeah.
his hands. Okay. Robert Denman, everybody.
Oh,
That sounded a lot better. That was.
Thanks.
I think that was better. Robert, thanks for joining the madness.
Good deal. Happy to be here.
Thanks for weighing in on the kitty corner, catty corner thing.
yeah. Even though your vote doesn't count because it was the wrong one. But
No,
thank you.
it totally counts. and the smoldering voice is real too because he dropped a bar of "Ain't
Yeah.
No Sunshine" a second ago. Did we get that, Christian, or no? Oh, I wonder if he
no.
would maybe do
Legit.
just a line
Ooh,
again.
ooh, you want to get it?
Ready?
No.
Get it, Robert. Get it.
Ain't no sunshine when she's gone.
All right, we have to stop you there
Maybe
because
we will.
otherwise we'll pay copyright infringement. But
know.
that was amazing, huh? I'm clapping on that
That
one.
was
I'll take the bill again. No, that's good, man. Good stuff. He walked in here and just won us over with the voice. But Robert, man, we are super pumped to have you. So we're talking today about working with investors.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which is a piece of people's business that a lot of people might be ignoring. A lot of people might be scared of it. I work with a
Right.
couple of investors, but nothing heavy duty, nothing like crazy. It's just a few friends that
Right.
have a little bit of real estate, and from time to time it pops up. It's a sliver of my business, not a big piece, but I know a lot of agents are nervous about working with investors. But can you kind of walk us through just like pros, cons, things like that, just
Yeah.
to kind of dispel any myths or whatever, you know?
Investors hate realtors. Realtors hate investors.
There you go.
And a lot of it is because, as an investor, I'm an investor myself. You know, I target things under market. You guys work on commission. You like to target things above market. Sure,
Right.
Yeah.
And a lot of my investors are out of state. So you got guys from California looking at 15 deals, and they want you to do due diligence, do some research, provide comps, maybe get some pictures, videos. You know, put in 3 different lowball offers and never get a counter.
Right.
You guys love that because you're working for free, right? I know they love you. They love to work you for free. And there's definitely strategies that realtors use to kind of try and pay for their time, whether they're charging for BPOs or different types of due diligence packages, maybe even flat commissions and so forth on lower end products. I actually work really well with my realtors. We really target more of the 90s or newer vinyls for a lot of my investors, and we use bank leverage to kind of get the ROI that we want. While it's speculative, a lot of my people are on a short to midterm hold strategy, 3 to 5 years, and they're banking on that appreciation on those vinyls as well. So it's not a cash flow heavy strategy, but it's something over 3 to 5 years. People are doubling and tripling their investment. But the biggest thing is I'm always looking for realtors to work with because I've got people that need inventory. That want to work with investors. I have a guy who was in his second year last year. In April, he closed 8 deals, which was like all he did the previous year.
Yeah.
And they were all my clients.
Wow.
This April wasn't quite as amusing, but the point of the matter is it's residual. A lot of those, I think it was only 3 clients that bought those 8 houses, and they bought more throughout the year.
Yeah.
I've got someone on their 3rd house this year right now.
Yeah.
So it's more work, but it's less marketing. A lot
Yeah.
of times these people are buying every year, buying multiple times in the year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder, like, I was thinking about this when we were kind of thinking about you coming in. I think maybe we talk about different personality types in real estate for realtors, and not everybody wants to be like super promoting themselves, super gregarious or extroverted or whatever, I think there's probably a certain personality type realtor that might be like an ideal fit
Yeah.
for just doing the legwork and
Yep.
crunching the numbers and all that, and not having
Right.
to market themselves because they have those investor clients.
Young newbies that don't know any better.
Yeah, that's a good way to go.
Typically,
time.
typically most of the realtors I've had success with that can close deals are young because they
Really?
don't mind going out and taking off pictures and video, uploading them to Dropbox, running some numbers. You guys that you've been in the game, you've got your network built up, you're selling these $200,000 and $300,000 houses every week. Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah, yeah.
But the investment side of the market, it's a different market. It is residual income. My biggest thing is it's also a new referral source. I mean, we've got houses
Yeah.
that our owners, they're wanting to sell in a year or two. Whether they are an accidental landlord, people that couldn't sell their house, especially during the recession, we had a lot of those.
Yeah.
And then once their position changes, they go back to the realtor that usually brought them to us the first time.
Sure.
Secondly, I've got people that, like I said, they're in a short-term hold strategy. They buy a house under market, they hold on to it for 3 to 5 years, then they're looking to sell it, maybe do a nice little polish to it and sell it at the top of the market and walk away with the equity that's built up.
Sure, that's cool. So one thing you kind of mentioned is the amount of legwork, like from the realtor standpoint. Like you said, we want to go. An investor wants us to see 15 houses and do all the comps and all that stuff. But you said there's strategies that an agent might use to be able to streamline the process or figure out a way to get paid for that time or whatever. Like, what are some ideas for agents that might be thinking along those terms?
So when I was working with the guy that I worked with most last year, he closed more deals than anybody else. I know him and I talked about this because you get beat up. One person sends you here, one person sends you there. I had him basically targeting, and he had 2 or 3 different types of investors that we would work with. People that are looking for low-end products with cash, especially your international investors that have a hard time getting lending, versus people that, they're looking to leverage on newer products and things in the middle. So then he would find things that seemed like they were valid opportunities, and he would automatically just go out, schedule video showing whatever. Then he would send all that, because the listing broker, obviously, while they're not hiding information, they're not necessarily showing everything.
Sure.
So he goes out and he tries to identify target concerns. He also has a network built up where he's already working with home inspectors that work with investment properties, people that may not do a full home inspection. They do more of an investor due diligence package. Maybe he has contractors that can go out while they're doing the home inspection and build a rehab budget. Then he can present that to the person that maybe asked about it or the person he thinks is a good fit for it. But now he has this prospectus, his own list. Set up to where if that one's not hot, he's got 2 or 3 people that he can bang out, and he doesn't have to go to the same property 3 or 4 times or go to different properties, and he kind of can automate the process.
Oh, that's interesting.
That's good.
Let me ask you about that. So you have mentioned like overseas investors, Californian investors. We haven't heard much about Idaho. We got any investors coming from Idaho yet?
I don't
Idahoians
know that
are
I have. I have
resistant.
one in Montana, but she moved to Montana from Indy.
Okay.
So
All right.
Okay.
So, but for those agents that are trying to get into the investment side of it and work with investors, how do they find them? Is it networking? Where are they going?
I'm big on Bigger Pockets. I've got a pretty big credibility there, reputation. It's probably the largest online real estate investment forum. There's a few other large ones. Think Realty is kind of new on the scene. They're kind of an investment news organization, magazine. In fact, our franchise is trying to get in, very deeply partnered with Think Realty right now.
Okay.
So there's that. There's real estate investor associations. We've got CYREA is the big one.
Yeah.
We just started an Indiana State Real Estate Investor Association. They had their first meeting about a month ago. Went out there, had a great time, met a ton of people. But yeah, it's all networking. Any type of conferences, especially national conferences, education circuits, where you can meet people. I just joined, in fact, I think I sent it to maybe all 3 of you guys, a new out-of-state or Indiana out-of-state investor Facebook page.
Oh, wow. Cool.
So maybe I did. I think I sent it to you too. And so yeah, it's all about networking.
Yeah.
And then referral base. A lot of networks, they go to the same meetups, they go to the same associations. When somebody says, "Hey, do you have a realtor or a general contractor or a property manager in Indianapolis that you're working with?" They're sending them along.
Yeah.
So anything you can do to really nurture those relationships and allow them to become your referral source. I'm a big fan of this. If you have a bunch of little dripping faucets into one funnel, even though it's only 3 deals a year, 4 deals a year, if you've got 20 of those, you've got a huge, lead generation system.
Yeah. And real quickly, so you mentioned CYREA, which I know about, but our podcast is actually national, so there's a lot of. But the Real Estate Association, basically, CYREA is Central Indiana Real Estate Association, right?
Yes.
And it's a networking group. They meet, I think, once a month. And
ish. They've got different workshops and so forth too throughout the month.
Yep. And it's people that are involved in any form of real estate investing, whether they are investors themselves, realtors that are trying to work with them, all over the place, inspectors. But that's Cyria for us. But if you are in another state, let's say California, there are real estate association networking groups just the same, because it's a national organization. It just has broken down by the state that they're in.
Right.
Yeah. So make sure, if you guys are looking to get into this, those that are listening out there, make sure that you're checking that. Google those, and you'll find somebody around your space that you can go hang out with.
Yeah, you can usually look up, it's REIA. Just put, REIA in my local area, Real Estate Investors Associations.
Yes.
Find 'em.
One of the things that I love about the investor deals that I do on either side of the equation, whether buying or selling, is a lot of the stress from the realtor side comes from the emotional buyers or sellers who really want the house, or their house means so much to them. Best part of the investors is, man, it's just dollars and cents.
Yes.
Either the math works or it doesn't. And at least for me so far, it's been no hard feelings. Either it works or it doesn't, and that's cool.
Yep.
Like, just to be able to
It's
not
more of a
deal
business
with
transaction.
that emotional baggage is so draining, I think, for real estate agents. And if you had a stable of investors who had 3, 4, 5 deals a year that they would do with you, and you don't have all that emotional baggage, and don't have to hold their hand through it like we do for a lot of our clients, that could be it could be a great way to run your business for sure.
And I love what you said about where if you can build your portfolio of investors, then you're not having to go find a bunch of homes. You just find a specific set of homes and put it in front of all your investors and say, who wants it? Type of thing. So that's beautiful. I like it.
That is a good idea.
Boom.
So I was just kind of playing around last week with a new investor that I talked to that know through a past client, and I had talked to her about, how'd you get into it? And she was like, bigger pockets. And then I went to you see the conferences, not the conferences, it's like a pop-up one-day Tarek, and they're doing a seminar on how to invest and flip a home
at
or
the
whatever.
hotel.
It's always the guy that has an HGTV show. And now he's spinning it around like, hey, come see me as I tell you how to make millions.
A lot of those are investment farms, and they will basically look for those faces and then kind of create and then plug them into their farm. There's 2 or 3 large ones. I know one's out of Salt Lake City. I know Las Vegas, San Diego, but where they've got multiple people feeding into these education systems.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's great. Well, I think there's the side of, you're going to find these investors and grow your base of it. And then once you have them in place, connecting them. If you don't run a property management company, who are you partnering with to then take care of your clients? And that's a really important piece, because yes, a property manager can be a referral source for you because you're partners, but then when you're bringing in clients, you need to be able to send them as well that way to a property manager to take care of the properties. But speak a little bit about those relationships and why it's important for agents around the country to look for a good property manager and what they need, what traits.
First thing, one thing that we saw on a national level is 10 years ago, a lot of realtors got into property management because the sales side was down, the brokering was down. As the sales side has come back, people have unwound those because they're 2 different business models. One's a fast business model, one's a slow business model. And there tends to be a conflict of interest. Are you guys going to go out and close this deal, make your $2,000 or $3,000, or are you going to pick up this home that's going to pay $1,000 a year in property management fees? Well, you're going to go and get today's money and worry about tomorrow. Right. So then a lot of these realtors are realizing that the property management was kind of slowing down and failing, so they would either sell it or unwind it and what have you. And most of them have gone to very small property management portfolios. So with that, we specialize in property management. We list maybe a dozen or 2 dozen houses a year of clients that are selling. We actually never broker any purchases. And because our brokers, that's our leasing agent, it's our franchise owner, they have their own job, their own division. Definitely. I'm seeing it right now. We've got an issue with a local property management, project management outfit that just went out of business, and they were very devious. And you definitely always want to make sure that whoever you're working with is credible. Right. This is big money at stake. A lot of these people, it's their life savings, their nest eggs. You definitely want to make sure you're working with people that's not going to mar your reputation. There's a lot of opportunity to prey on people, especially out-of-state investors in this industry. And so you want to make sure you're working with reputable people. Somebody that's also an expert in the field. You can pick up almost any neighborhood in Indianapolis and say, hey, I'm looking at a 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom, this many square feet in this neighborhood, and I can give you pretty much a spot on rent range without having to look it up, because we're in the trenches every day.
Yeah.
So people that know what they're doing, property management's easy when everything's going right, but like any business, it never goes right most of the time.
Right.
And a good property manager is always proactive to keep those things on track.
Yeah.
But so you want to make sure you're working with people that understand what they're doing, they're doing it properly. That way they're protecting your clients. We have a lot of clients that have come to us through a realtor that when they're done with us, they go back to that realtor, especially the ones that couldn't sell my house. It was $10,000 underwater. The bank doesn't want to hear anything about a short sale. I'm not behind on my mortgage. I've got to move. I'm relocating for work, whatever, and I can't sell it for what I owe on it. That's a good opportunity for somebody to rent it out for a few years, let it wash its face. When you've got equity, your position's changed, you go back and you sell it, and you go back to the realtor that you were working with a couple years previously.
Cool.
Would you prefer to work with investors that are looking to flip or to long-term it?
I work professionally. My 9 to 5 is for a property management company. So that's what pays my bills. That's what grows the company. So that's my first preference. I have done joint ventures with some of our clients that are looking for fast money. They're like, hey, I've got $100,000 set aside, wanting to do some flips, but I live in California and I really don't have a lot of people I trust.
Yeah.
Would you partner with me and put the team together, find the product, build the rehab, and then, take a cut off the back end, or we can, pay as you go or whatever. Usually I do it for anywhere from a 35 to 40% split off the back end.
Yeah.
But they've got 99% of the skin in the game.
Yeah.
And so it works for me. It's time consuming.
Yeah.
It can be stressful. I don't like to be responsible for somebody else's money, but it pays well, and it's a good opportunity. It keeps you sharp, keeps you involved in things, and gives you an opportunity to grow your business.
Yeah. For somebody, like, we have a lot of kind of newer agents getting in. I know you mentioned like they could be a good fit for it, maybe because they have the time and are ready to invest in stuff like that. How would you say, like, if an investor comes to you and says, hey, I've done this before and I want to keep doing it, or I thought I'd start investing in real estate, like, what do you look for? What are red flags for on the real estate side of things? If you're putting on a realtor hat, red flags for a potential investor that maybe this is not going to be the best fit.
That's good.
First thing I do is start educating them. So many people, they've got $30,000 in their pocket and they want to pick up a 2-bedroom hole in a war zone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Because they think they can rent it out for $650, $700 a month. The cash looks awesome.
Yeah.
And they don't realize how many headaches are going to just eat away at that cash month after month after month. Bad tenants, excessive maintenance, poor property management. But when you never do an inspection, you find out they've been cooking meth in the house for the last 6 years, and then it blows up and the insurance won't cover it. And you've got a mess. So first thing I do is, we cover, when I talk to people, I'm like, what's your goals? What are you looking for cash flow? Or are you looking to build a portfolio and build equity? Unfortunately, you can't spend equity. Equity's, but I'm more of an equity investor because I'm young. I pay my bills with my job, so I can build up my portfolio, and then I can always change it over to a cash flow model in the future when I want it. Some people, they're older, they want cash flow now, and then there's different strategies for that. Find out what's a good fit for them, what their capabilities are, but you got to find their goals and their resources. It's not a one-size-fits-all industry. Then from that point, I start building teams. I like the turnkey model, but the turnkey model robs all the equity out of the deal, meaning the investors are buying at market, sometimes even above market. The turnkey companies literally changed 2 investment communities in Indianapolis, Eagledale on the west side and Southern Lawrence on the east side, to where those houses were $40,000, $50,000. Now they're appraising at $80,000, $90,000, and they're all investment owned because the turnkey companies were selling them at and above market and just pushing the market for the last 3 or 4 years. So there's no equity in it. Somebody else is, if you build a team and you have somebody go out, help you find a property, sure, you guys make your commission. You might even have a flat fee on top of that, some kind of concierge consulting service. You've got a contractor that's going in and they're making their money, but you're still keeping the equity in between there. And controlling everything and getting in at a cheaper rate, which gives you a higher return on investment, and having a team in place that is giving you different perspectives. The way a realtor looks at a house is different than the contractor, the inspector, or the property manager. If you go to a turnkey outfit, everybody's telling you the same story because all they care about is signing the dotted line so we can make our money and move on to the next one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
In short, if a real estate agent that's listening wants to get involved in investments or working with investors,
Start networking.
Start with
in
networking.
in ways to find investors.
prepare that you're gonna probably have to put a little more time in up front.
Listen to some podcasts, read some books, join
You're
some
young
forums.
and hungry, go after it. Yeah.
I mean, I just signed up at audible.com not long ago because there's so many books that I don't have time to read anymore, but I'm on the road. And I'm like, I might as well just start listening to ebooks while I drive.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's good.
That's a great
good
strategy
tip.
for sure. People that are interested in learning more, obviously you have a lot to share. People that want to connect with you, where do you want them to find you online and reach out and say hi and give you an e-hug?
I'm fairly active on Bigger Pockets. You'll find me under Ross, which is my middle name on Bigger Pockets, Ross Denman. When I'm busy, I'm not on there that often. It's not real mobile friendly. Other than that, I mean, just you can call Real Property Management, Indianapolis Metro, hit extension 2, and you'll get to me. I can talk to about anybody. I talk way too much.
And sing a little on the side too, right? Good stuff, man. Ladies and gentlemen, Robert Denman, everybody.
Robert, just send us out as he does the outro.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Just sing. Give us a bed
Whatever,
behind it.
yep.
Yes.
All right. Oh,
I'm
geez.
gonna
Oh,
wait-
no,
I'm
Robert.
gonna wait for you.
Robert almost fell over.
I'm gonna. You start the bed, and I'm gonna jump on top of it. You go
I
ahead.
have no
Oh
idea.
my
What are we
gosh.
doing?
Just
Just
sing.
sing a
some-
Go
song.
back to
What are you
Ain't
gonna
No
sing tonight?
Sunshine.
Whatever you're
I'm
gonna
not
sing
singing tonight.
tonight.
I'm just watching the competition.
Go with the sunshine. Go with
Go with the
sunshine.
sunshine. Just
Sing
go.
sunshine.
Do
Sing.
it.
Ain't no.
It's not warm when
Email info at
she's away.
boomrealestatepodcast.com.
Ain't
Check
no
out our YouTube
sunshine
as well.
when she's gone.
And then also visit that
She's
website.
always gone.
I've lowered
too
my voice
long.
to match the tone
Anytime
of the bed
she goes
and the
away.
outro. 7.5 ways to wow your client. Keep it going, Robert.
Just do it again.
Keep going. Do the same thing again.
This is the best outro we've ever done.
Ain't no sunshine when
ways
she's gone.
To wow your client at Boom Ninja.
It's not warm when she's
.com.
away.
We'll see you next time on the Boom Real Estate
Ain't no
Podcast.
sunshine when she's gone. And this house just ain't no home anytime she goes away.